Like,
Yeah.
he's a mage. He doesn't know how to cast spells. He's a drow. He's a thief. He doesn't know how to climb the walls. Give him a break. Come on.
He barely ever backstabs.
No.
Yep, and then wears a ring and hides all the time so no one has to see him.
Yeah.
Because that way they don't feel torn when they see him.
And so, stuck in the closet, it hurts.
Yeah. And he has a very large penis.
Oh yeah.
Very
Yep,
large.
canonically.
2d6 roll. 2d6 roll.
Yep, canonically.
Then you're always going to end up with above average, so that's just the way things roll.
No, that
okay.
is average.
He doesn't realize that it's not, you see, because he hasn't seen anybody else's.
Except for Scarrett. And Scarrett's a bugbear.
Yeah.
And he looked at the bugbear and he said, yeah, about right. So, you know. Okay.
Okay. So,
I still don't have my food, damn it.
don't have your food. Okay. Your character, Shannon, what's her name?
Let me see. Leah.
So Leah has been surviving in Sigil. But you know, this is small town girl goes to the big city. You've been making your way as a bard. Your charisma has opened up more skills than your. Well, what's your instrument or performance?
I sing.
You sing. So you're. I'm going to trust you're actually going to give yourself high performance abilities.
It's free for being a bard.
Yeah, I just started filling in my sheet, so. Oof.
So yeah, you're going to be skilled, but definitely just because of your putting 18 in charisma, you have opened more than your musical. Just who you are, and so you've managed to make your way, but you are still a prime, and frankly, your songs are provincial at best. Now, have you been learning the songs of Sigil, or have you been, kind of going by the old standbys?
Well, of course, I'm learning the new songs, but I am sticking with the old ones because the old songs, they kind of, they're the classics, and I know them better. I don't know the new songs yet. I know them, but I don't have them practiced, and
Yeah, you've survived. You've got a few niche benefactors who pay you, who buy a few drinks, and you'll take back from the place you're playing. But have you found a regular place, or have you been kind of bouncing around?
Well, I bounced around for a while, but I found this inn, and let's say it's about halfway, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is the place to be. People have a little bit of money they can give to me, but I'm not rich, so I can stay in the inn. So yeah.
So you've been kicking around the market ward, and you finally landed this
sweet gig.
Yeah, you think it's a sweet gig.
Oh yeah.
It's not really a sweet gig, but it's a better gig than the crappy gigs you've been having. But it's also a better gig than, like if you've been kicking around the Desserin Valley, scraping together, jerky and old ale as your payment.
Yeah.
So,
they give me actual coin. I like this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they pay in money because, they don't grow anything here. So it's Sigil. It's what it is. But for you, it's all amazing and new still. Although the shine is beginning to wear off. It's developing some rust and patina in your eyes, but it's not quite there. You have not, while you found some moderately gainful employment to feed yourself and clothe yourself and not end up completely destitute, cost of living in Sigil, you've been taken advantage of. It hasn't been easy. People who seem nice are not actually nice. You've had to make some escapes. This is.
Hang on! Hey! My food!
Yeah! Your food. You have to share with everyone now.
And now you know why Dwargo hates this place.
Why do Argo hates where?
He hates Sigil.
Well, we're gonna pick up with her story when she gets back.
What's Twargo's alignment?
Lawful neutral.
You'll be okay in Mechanus then.
Yeah, you'll have a good time in Automata if we get there today. I think we'll get there. I don't think we're gonna. We might resolve this. This might. They call it an adventure. It is micro-y. It's got basically 2.5 beats.
As long as they give me some gold and more than 200 experience points, I'm happy.
It's. I'm actually. It's kind of like it's. It's pre-written.
Or someone just giggled, so I don't think I'm even getting that. A pity.
I'm back with my food!
Yay, food!
Food! Oh god, I'm about to... Bleh.
Let's be real. Has anybody tried
Damn it.
playing D&D while hungry? It sucks.
Yeah.
The only thing worse than playing D&D while hungry is playing D&D sober while all your friends are plastered.
Yeah.
I think this might be my husband's, I'm sorry. It's got a 1 on it, so I have to look. Nope, that's ours. Okay. This
And now
one, that's it. Okay.
And now I'm
Yay.
hungry. So.
I will eat now.
So your character's been kicking around Sigil. Recently, you've
You
discovered
guys can
that.
talk, though. I mean,
Yeah. No. Can you hear
you don't
me?
have to be quiet while I'm eating.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
We hear you.
So Shannon, your character's been kicking around Sigil. You've recently realized that not everyone in Sigil has your best interest. So kind of that Kansas person makes their way to the big city. That you make your way to Sigil. People seem
Hello?
nice. Can you hear me, Shannon?
Shannon?
NM?
Damn it!
I wonder how much she missed.
Ground control to Shannon.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna figure it out. Hang on.
Can you hear us or no? Oh, nope, gone. Nope.
Whatever that dinner is, it's powerful stuff. It's blocking up her signal.
Now I
No, she
want
probably
some.
just turned down the volume on her mic or muted the sounds on her headset or something like that.
Someone made reference to Space Oddity. Did you see? I assume you saw Commander Hadfield's cover.
Oh man, you want to talk about something that makes you cry?
But then, it was referenced in yesterday's new Star Trek Discovery.
I've been watching that. Is it good?
The first season sucked, but most first seasons of Star Trek suck. So for the guys who are getting all worked up about, it sucks, man. It's not the Star Trek of my youth. Like, okay, don't even that you don't remember how bad the first season of Star Trek: The Next Generation was is to your shame.
Oh yeah, that was painful.
Yep, I'm gonna say something that
like the first
that's
season
gonna
of
make everybody in this chat hate me.
I
You
got
hate
it.
Star
The
Trek?
original Star Trek
William Shatner.
was kind of terrible. I hated the
loved
first season.
So was everything else on the air at the time. It's one of the
Yeah,
few
just
shows.
because
The Brady Bunch.
I swear, it's like the
Batman.
entire season was all about. So, how is the captain gonna
monkeys.
nearly or occasionally successfully get with the lady? That's about it. I was
General
getting
Hospital.
bored.
Well, that's what worked. That kept it getting a second season because you know what didn't get the first season? The
What?
Cage,
Oh.
which is actually really good and would have been a better.
Get a-
We got you, Shannon, or no?
I'm finally back. Thank goodness. Okay. I had to exit out, and it's all here. But yeah.
Anyway, so there was a brief mention of Star Trek, but we'll avoid that. Geeks can get lost in rabbit holes like that. So you've been kicking around.
First season of
How much
Shatner,
did you get?
best
Did you
ever.
get up to the fact that you're playing in bars and Sigil?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so you're kicking around, but not. You've discovered after that, girl from Kansas makes it to the big city experience of like not everyone has your best interest in mind. You've decided, you know what? I'll take their money, but I don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
And you've ended up sleeping in lofts and in various different spaces you can crawl into, and you've found your way into an older shop and into the quarters, and they were dusty and musty, but it's near to the inn you were staying at, so you could kind of go out the top of the inn and go across some roofs and make your way in through a small window.
We got.
And you could.
Hang on.
Yep.
So,
Oop, and that's my little girl crying.
forgive me, I can't remember her name.
My baby girl?
Yes.
Brid. I have 3 children. My oldest is Lewis, and I have twins, Bridget and Patrick.
Very cool. Nice names.
So, family names. So,
Sorry, we continue.
anyway, so you've been making do, and this well-to-do this mid-level inn that you've been playing at, of course, doesn't have. It's not the kind of rooms that you could afford to stay at as the musician who plays once every week or twice a week. You can't actually afford to stay there. This is not some kind of fantasy written by Patrick Rothfuss. This is real life. Where musicians don't get rooms. Those are valuable. No hotel. So you've made your way. You've discovered a place to stay. You've left you go out the top floor of the inn, and you make your way across some roofs, and you found this cozy room. And you've been staying in there, and you're on your day off, and you're sitting in this room, and the sunlight is lazily coming through, and the dust bunnies, the dust particles that you've become accustomed to being in this dusty old room that's not been inhabited for who knows how long, but did have bedding and did have all that, and you kind of made it a cozy home. It seems to be an abandoned little room. You've not gone through the rest of the house. You've kind of played it safe. You've put a dresser against the door. You've done all that. You've kind of jammed it so the door can't open on you. Mm-hmm. It's midday, and it's your day off, and you're watching the dust particles lazily go through the half light that is kind of coming into the window in Sigil, the diffused daylight that is in Sigil. And you suddenly hear noises downstairs. You hear movement. You hear and you hear. It seems like a large party of people is kicking around downstairs.
Well, I want to see that, but okay. So I'll scoot something out from out in front of the door. I'll open the door and I'll go downstairs.
So as you're coming down the steps,
this is a large party. They might want to hear something. They might,
Well, you're also kind of been trespassing.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if but you're coming down the steps anyway because you're a D&D adventurer, and
that's what I do. Yeah.
This is what we do. As you do that, you see there's a book on the table, and it's talking, and there is a bunch of adventurers around it. And the book is just wrapping up. Have you heard of Automata Gate Town to Mechanus? It's still there. Who is she? And to the adventurers who are in the room, the party that is there, unbeknownst to you, someone has come down the steps into the room that you've been in as you've been talking to this book and to the cat. And you turn around and you see, what do they see? Describe yourself, Shannon.
Well, first of all, I'm gorgeous, and so she's, she comes down very elegantly, and she, greets each one of them by eye, eye to eye, and then she goes, "What are you doing here?" But other than that, she's looking kind of a little bit like she's hit some hard times, perhaps. She hasn't really. She doesn't look her best. Her clothes are a little bit tattered. Things like that.
Those of you from the realms, might you have something that would identify you as maybe not being from Sigil? Oh, Shannon, would you have anything that would identify you as not?
Oh,
Point to your realms or your Faerunian origin.
No, just my clothes, really.
So they're kind of what might have been fashionable in Waterdeep, or where were you from in the realms?
Well, Waterdeep's fine.
Waterdeep has its own distinct style, so definitely not Cormier or something. So yeah, so that distinct Waterdavian style, which is good. That means people in the room here would pick up on that. Dwargo?
Dwargo would definitely know she's from Faerun.
Mm-hmm.
So how does the group respond to what you just see here?
Well, would you look at that there? Another plane.
And who are you? Do you live here?
I live nearby. Nearby. She's looking at you and she's like,
Is this your cat?
No.
Most certainly not.
No. What's the cat look like? Is the cat cute? I'd like the cat to be my cat. I can try to adopt it. I can try to adopt it right now.
No, it's a small gray cat, and it says it looks at you. It says, "No, she does not belong to me."
She went, "No, I've not seen him before." In fact, she doesn't like cats. She got sprayed as a cat when she was a little girl, and has never really forgiven any of them for that. So, no, I don't like cats. Please.
Well,
so if you live nearby,
it
what
might
are
be
you
your
doing?
fate to be a cat someday.
Oh God, I hope not.
So if you live nearby, what are you doing? If you don't mind my asking.
I live near here. I don't live here. Okay. I was just relaxing, resting a little bit before going back to the inn and singing for my supper. Do you guys want to hear a nice song?
No, I think that'll be okay. What, Gex looks a little lost for words.
Could it be that we're here in a world of pure imagination?
Yeah, seeing Gax frozen up, Drago basically gives him a smack in the back. Hey, she be pretty, but she's just a lass. Calm down, man. Calm down, mate.
If it were possible for Gex's skin to be redder, it would be redder.
And Drago starts laughing.
So the book again says, well, you might be able to help as well. But I'm not sure that they would have you. But the more, well, the merrier, maybe. Don't you think? And the book looks at you.
I don't think we agreed to anything.
Well,
You still haven't quite explained why you pulled us here.
oh, and you notice that the cant that it's been using, and when it came in, it said something about Pertish, and it called you Pivers. Its cant is a little dated, and the cat interrupts the book, and the gray cat, identifies itself as, "I am Yedemi Jason," and the book is, and he puts his paw on the book. The book is, it's the book. And anyway, for a long while, I was in the Beastlands, and everything was wonderful. As well as any being in the plains and the Beastlands who longed to be in the Beastlands would find it. It was fantastic. And the ruler of my kind, the Cat Lord, asked me to deliver a message to someone in Sigil. And I loved the Beastlands, but I loved my Beast Lord more, and so I went to Sigil. And as I was on my way back home, having delivered the message, I walked down this street, and something called to me. It pulled me into this room, and there was the book. And he then told me who I was. And the cat puts his soft little purr onto his nose. He told me my name. That I was Jisson in my mortal life. And that I had owned this tiny firm. And I lived in the apartment, the room you were sleeping in. There's a lady overhead. And in order to help my business, I purchased a magical book. And, well, as none of you have anything magical, you might guess that magical things are terribly expensive, and terribly expensive magical things, even more terribly expensive magical things, are awfully, awfully magical. And this was an amazing book. But it involved a number of payments over many, many years. And I died too soon to pay it off. And while I am not in a condition to travel, and the cat kind of leans back on its haunches and sits up, I would like this to be returned. I defaulted on its payment, and it must be returned. And so I told the book, and the book is very powerful. I told the book to help me find someone, and the book brought you. And the cat points at you, or this group, and waves its paw in your direction. And he then tells you, I bought the book from a wizard named Hayron, his abilities were wonderful. He could take anything and make it sentient. And those items were the wonders of the plains. The best in all that is, the best that there is, not in the best in... And the cat points up to Shannon's character and to Dwargo and says, not the best in the realms, which isn't good enough. It's the best in all that is. But I don't remember why I needed the book. I don't even remember exactly what the book does. I only know that the book tells me that I bought it and it must be returned.
May I examine the book?
The book kind of gets offended and kind of flaps its pages at you as you try to get to it. One doesn't simply look under the pages. One works with the equipment one has. But I know, the book says to you, I know where Jessen's jink is. And if you would return me, you can have what he had, his jink, his clink, his geld, his gold, his treasure.
So you want us to return you to?
Return me to the one who made me.
And where
Return
would
me
he
to
be?
Hyron. And it flaps its pages.
Has Gex ever heard of the wizard Hyron?
No. I am a wonder with numbers. I am the kind of book that any kind of actuarial clerk would desire. But here I am trapped. And Jessen is trapped with me, for his debt is marked with him. And it is a massive, massive book. Leather cover, it's embossed, it's got, as it flapped at you, you could make out a sigil on its front.
Never gets old, does it?
Could they please have just used the normal pronunciation? So there
Where
you go.
would
You
we
kind of
find your creator?
He's in Automata. Do you know where it is? Is it still there?
It's still there.
Well, there, yes.
Well, then you'll have to get to Automata.
And we will need to carry you, correct?
Well, I don't have legs, do I?
Ah, very good then. And like Gex
The
kinda,
cat says
shoots forward and like closes the book and like grabs it.
The cat moves around your legs, and
Please don't ask me to roll Dex.
no. So the book says, well, I'm not sure who'll take me, but I need to go. If you won't do it, I can punish you, or I can find someone else. Or you can take me. I guess there's 3 options. I mean, it's not just punish or go.
Well, I'll help. There's no need to punish any of us. I'll help. I don't know about the rest of them. I can't speak for the rest of them, but I'll go.
I'm willing to help.
Well, you did mention money, so of course I'm willing to help.
It's your day off, right?
Yeah, I can do that.
Of course it's her day off. Nobody adventures while they're working.
Virgo looks at the book and he asks, So your deal is to offer us a jink, a man who couldn't pay off his debts. You seeing the problem here, book?
If you had 1,000 or 20,000 gold, but owed 50, and you were paying 1,000 gold a week, or month, or year, would you still have enough gold to make it your worth?
So Dwarga, what he's saying is that if we bring the book back to the creator, then the debt is absolved, and we get to keep the down payment, the partial payment.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I heard.
The book rolls it.
He's saying that Jessim had money, and once we return the book to Perrin, he'll tell us where Jessim's money is, and that will be our payment.
Yeah, not everyone who has a mortgage is broke. Not everyone who has a lease broke. Do you not know how money works? Let me guess. You're the kind of dwarves who hit. You're a kind of dwarf who hits things, not the kind who makes nice gold and jewels, right? You're just a thumper. He flaps his pages at the dwarf.
I give kind of a wink to Dwargo, and I hold the book aloft and I say, actually, you should see what he can do with paper after a good night's worth of eating it.
Okay, now is the book still on the table?
Are you holding and looking at the book?
You did not refute the idea that Gex
No, you
picked
pick
the
it up.
book
No, absolutely fine. You are paying
Yes,
attention to the book.
Yes, I'm holding the book.
Roll wisdom.
1 second. Well, that was a good roll.
Not quite good enough, because you of course have a penalty because you're holding something, which is blocking your view. As the pain of 2d do damage is inflicted as the cat sinks its claws through into your leg.
Ah! And I dropped the book.
As you drop the book, you also get 1d of spiking pain sent by the book.
Okay,
Come
now
on,
Gex
he's
is
a wizard.
writhing on the ground.
You know how hard it is? He's lucky I rolled that low.
House Cat
D4
versus
hit
First Level
dice.
Wizard is a meme.
It could go either way. That's the sad part.
So the book says, you would regret. You would regret. Oh, that's my Kazum voice. Shoot. Now you made me forget my voice. You would regret any kind of wiping. I have a mouth.
Okay, Gex is writhing on the ground in pain and laughing.
Now, back to the business deal, or should I find someone else? Or should I make you suffer? I have, I'm a magical book. They don't just make defenseless magical books.
Let's just
Magical
drop all the
book
talk about
with
suffering. We're willing to help you out. Let's just go with that part.
So,
Yes.
Is Automata still there?
Yes.
Or do you
As
know?
far as I know.
Have none of you been to Automata?
I can say I have never been to Automata.
It is. Okay.
Hello?
No. I knew
I
that.
guess on the ground. Well, if you're such a such a wise book, tell us how to get there. Is there a portal nearby or something?
There is a portal. But you'll need... And it thinks for a moment. Third shelf over. Second row. Behind the stuff that's put in front. In the mail slots. If you go there, you'll find what you need.
And Drago goes there and looks.
You see
Devin
a-
will heal Gex of 3 points of damage using Horizons.
Thank you.
You see a piece of paper cut in half, torn in half, that has a letter E. That evenly torn, the letter E on each half.
Lengthwise or widthwise?
If you're holding it in portrait, it is going top to bottom.
Okay. Okay, Drago has this piece of paper.
He says, you'll take that, and you'll go to the clerk's ward, and there's a scribe's shop. If you bring me with you, I will point it out. Well, point is a... The problem with languages, they're all so damn anthropocentric. No bibliocentric languages. Anyway, I will show you, indicate by means of my voice which shop to go into. And there, near the Hall of Records, is a portal. And that is the key.
Master Book, you said you have a mouth. Do you also have a nose?
Yes, you can see it. He has a mouth and a nose and eyes, and it's in the middle of the book. Like some kind of weird Lewis Carroll kind of thing.
Like the little candle man from Beauty and the Beast.
His name is Lumiere.
Kind of mixed with whatever that classic ILM movie, Stretched Face.
I've been searching for that ever since you mentioned that, and I cannot pull up a Google search that tells me what movie you're even talking about.
It's the one where she kills.
While you're looking at that, Gex says, "Oh, good, you do have a nose. Dwargo, you can carry the book."
I think is it.
Death Becomes Her was a
no, that's not it.
That was a live action movie.
Yeah,
no, it is a live action
Meryl
movie.
Streep and Goldie Hawn.
It is
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Although there is face stretching in that. What is it?
Might have been a Doctor Who episode.
Maybe.
Very Last Human, and she was just like a piece of skin stretched out over a thing.
Moisturize me.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm combining the two in my head. That's what it is. Yeah, the Taclafane or something. Yeah, okay. So what happens when your childhood memories are all mushed together? Probably saw that movie in the a Doctor Who episode in the same weekend in 1996 or something. Yeah, so kind of like the Doctor Who thing.
Yeah. Leah is going to be standing somewhere in the middle when we're going, so she's going to look like she knows where she's going, but if she doesn't, she can follow still. But yeah. There it is. See?
I beat you, Gex, by half a second. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, if you guys want to go.
Does the book have a handle or something?
No, it has. It's leather bound. It's large. It does not have a handle. It is not some kind of
suitcase.
Yeah, it's a book. But you could close it. You can close me up for ease of travel.
Nobody got Gex's joke.
I laughed.
Yep. I guess I saw it. There's a book. Is the book gonna close itself, or do I have to close it?
Well, I'm only a book. I may be a magical book. I could close myself eventually.
Dwargo just closes the book.
Thank you.
Picks it up. He's gonna take a second to look around for that cat.
The cat is on the floor. Thank you.
And keep your claws to yourself.
Yes, that was very rude. I was trying to help you.
It was questionable. Plus, I've been in the Beastlands a little long. I don't remember quite being, well, not a cat. And you know cats. I mean, I assume you do, but perhaps you don't. We're a bit fickle. You'll have to pardon. If you spent as long as you could remember in the Beastlands, you'd be a bit wild, too.
Gex is just looking side-eyed at the book the whole time.
Aye, but
Are we
dude,
going anywhere?
as Dorgo just basically takes it, says, "Well, Gex, you know the city. Guess there."
Yes, I do know the way. Yes.
And Cat, you do know
Yes.
you do know what you did to rabid animals, right?
You do know what will await you when you die, right?
I will be a cat, that's for sure.
You could be worse. And the cat slinks underneath the desks.
Actually, I think dwarves go and drink somewhere with their gods.
Aye.
If they're lucky. The cat commentates.
Just do you have a key to this shop so that we can lock it up so that no one is going to be robbing it while we're gone, while you're gone?
Oh,
Is
worry
there
about
anything here to steal?
Besides, I'm sure our pussycats got this.
It's a lots of old moldering paper bills. It was literally like an accountant's office.
Well, yes, but see, there's ulterior motives because you see, Gex is now homeless. It's good to have a place to come back to.
I'm sorry, I heard somebody say if there's anything to steal or take. Was there another question in there? Sorry if I missed yours, guys.
I said that out of character, there's another motivation involved because Gex is now homeless.
Well, you'll have to come back here to get your reward.
Oh, I thought the cat was coming with us.
Does the cat have a wallet?
Well, apparently he doesn't have another 30,000 gold either.
Or however much. I was just being hypothetical.
The plains be full of otter souls.
You don't know the half of it, Dorgo. So Gex starts leading the party through the city.
Can we stop off somewhere to do some shopping? I think we should probably buy some rope, among other.
Well, we are in the market ward, so there's shops on every street, every road.
Yeah, you're near the Great Bazaar. Or Grand Bazaar. The Big Bazaar.
I will make sure to wend us through the Grand Bazaar as we
Great
are on the way
Bazaar.
to the clerk.
Yep.
It's technically on the way.
Mostly. It's in the way. You're in the you're just slightly north of the Great Bazaar, so you can go into the Great Bazaar and walk through the gymnasium in the forest, or and end up in the administrative district, and eventually towards the Hall of Records. Through Little Arcadia, which apparently you probably can get I'm not sure what to eat. I'm tempted to believe it's like Little Italy in the middle of Sigil, but I don't know.
Isn't Arcadia the zone that has a mountain made out of pure glory?
No. Arcadia is the plane one north of Mechanus. It's a harmonious boringness kind of.
Lawful, neutral, good, happy place.
Full of harmonium.
Yeah.
So not always so happy.
So potatoes and raw oats then.
Yeah, there's the seven mountain havens. Next to Celestia and Mechanus, yeah. So
It's Celestia I was thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, Arcadia is like the most boring plane in some ways.
Okay, so I steer us through the Grand Bazaar.
I think if you have an afterlife, you don't want to go to the exciting ones. Because Pandemonium is exciting.
I would tend to agree with that statement.
I think that Pandemonium is for psychopaths.
That's why you want your afterlife to be boring.
While we were in the Grand Bazaar, Gex is going to look for some things like, survival supplies, some iron rations, maybe a good.
Yeah, you guys who set out on the original one, of course, used basically 4 days worth of iron rations. 3.5 days, but anybody who didn't have food, I might want to stock up. Did somebody eventually buy a grapnel?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm buying one.
It only takes a little
Ironmonger
bit of
is
gold.
against my religion.
So yeah, please keep track of encumbrance. I trust you. I will occasionally peek in your character sheets. I don't want to see that you're carrying half the planet. But I'm not gonna run through it in game time.
How much extra money do I have?
I also need more javelins.
So what did you get for base?
Well, that was what I'm trying to figure it out while I enter in my character sheet. So what do I start with? And then have I made any since I've been here? And if I've been trying to decide, whether I've saved, whether I've spent, what have I done?
So the player's handbook guidance on starting gold, and then
2d6 times 10 for bards.
Yeah,
Okay.
birds don't get that much.
yeah, but you've been here for 2d6 times 10 for that, and
Ooh. Ooh, yeah. I was in the consignment shop very, very much because I needed to consign some things. I had to.
no, and you've managed to accumulate. So you got 30 gold,
Yeah.
which actually turns out, that's actually a lot of money. Like, gold is not $1,
Yeah.
despite 5e's inflation, which is absurd. Take another 40.
Mhm.
Actually, 5e's brought it back down a bit. Its third edition has absurd amounts of inflation.
You say 70 now?
Yeah.
30 plus 40? Okay.
So that should be enough, hopefully, not to but it does add something to your start. I mean, to be a kind of a pecuniary
Oh, yeah.
problems here.
Alrighty.
So
Let me go get some general stuff then.
stuff.
I can get some stuff now. Come on.
Yeah, don't take out like you might a character creation. Of course, you've got a good set of clothes for performance. You've got your medium set of clothes, which is what you've got on. You don't have adventuring clothes because you're not an adventurer or anything like that. But you've got those, and and since you're a musician, unfortunately, I can't just give you an instrument because, sorry, you chose to sing.
Yeah. I chose to sing for a reason, though, so that's fine.
Reasons are good. Before you logged in, we had music reference because I was a music performance major in voice. So hey,
There we go.
reasons are good.
I can't sing though, so we have to pretend.
I won't.
Okay.
I won't sing on mic over. God only knows what Discord would do.
Also, when's the last time you sang?
Well, depends on exactly what you mean. Probably Christmas this year. So
as far as clothing, for average clothing, I don't need to buy that. But
No.
the other stuff I do. Okay.
yeah, if you want to suddenly have adventuring gear, basically, I'm going on an adventure. Like, I don't know what kind of elf you are. Maybe you're like, I can't go adventuring in this.
Yeah.
I need to go to REI first. Or maybe you're Patagonia. Yeah, elves, probably Patagonia. Half elves.
Okay.
So
That was
yeah,
a
yeah.
reference I did not get.
Wasn't Patagonia kind of like? We used to joke that it was Patagucci, so I feel like it's kind of like an upscale, upper class-ish.
So you're talking about a store then?
Yes. An outdoors store. I'm thinking of what you might get if you were going on an adventure, you know. Sorry.
I live in the reddest of red states. We have a Bass Pro Shop, and don't you dare say nothing about it, man.
Well, you know, it's your fault you can't. It's your fault you can't go to Cabela's.
I don't think.
I remember. I live in freaking Maine. Oh, it's all like woods and woods. I live in northern Maine. I live in real Maine, not southern Maine.
Woods and woods, huh?
Dude, it's a state, a fairly large state with like 1.3 million people, and most of them in the lower 3 counties. And there's nobody outside of, like, you go north of Portland and the population drops right off. My town is 150 people, and that's census. That's not who's actually here in the winter. And we're weird because we're a northeast, relatively poor state. The poorest county in the northeast is in Maine. Actually, it's the next county up. So, anyway, neither here nor there. We're a purple state, so. And we have our Cabela's, but it's 3 hours away, give or take. So you guys all get outfitted. Anybody need anything in particular? Roleplay, or anybody have any kind of interactions that would be not typical player's handbook kind of stuff?
There is something I want, though. I don't think I'll be able to pick it up in the bazaar. I'll have to wait till we get to the clerk's ward. Since we're going to Automata, which is the gate town to Mechanus, I want to pick up preferably an abridged version of any laws pertaining to visitors, because it's the kind of place that would have 1.5 million laws.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right.
So that I can figure out if there's anything we need to do or not do before we go.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, we walk in, turns out we violated dress code.
I'm mostly concerned because it's the kind of place where we might have to go actually apply for a traveler's permit as soon as we go there, and I want to know what's involved in that before we set foot through the gate.
That's probably a smart decision.
He is, yeah.
No, it is a really smart decision, and I have to think for just and quick skim. It's not. I know it's not in the adventure itself.
Yeah, I don't think they list most things like that. It's just like the general attitude of the town lends itself to it.
No, but I think you're right. I've read the.
I want to say there is something about a place you need to check in as soon as you come into town, but
yeah,
I don't remember much more beyond that. But my other big concern is we're carrying a magic item, a specialized magic item into town, so if they have some weird restriction on that, I don't want us to get thrown in jail because we walked through the gate with a book like that.
No, yeah, I got where you. What kind of place would you look for it?
I would go to the clerk, since he said the gate was in the clerk's ward. I figured that's the best place to start. The Hall of Records would be a foolish thing because it would take 3 weeks to get an appointment to see somebody. So that's no good. So I'd probably either go by. I imagine there's people that just specialize in stuff like that, because that would be an obvious business for members of the Fraternity of Order.
Yep.
So once we get to the clerk's ward, I can ask around a bit, and I'm sure someone can direct me to. I specifically would want to go to one run by a governor. I will not accept any other one because I want this to be accurate.
Yeah, so you as you guys do your shopping and get everything you need, and the hustle and bustle of the bazaar is energizing, and there's stuff from every imaginable place. There's people shouting out names for things that you've never heard of. People offering you food on sticks that moves. They swear it's good. You kind of hold up your hands and let it pass by. It's lots of smells, lots of tastes, lots of colors. There's scarves that go into the ultraviolet that you can't even see. Just amazing amount of things going on. You guys collect all the stuff that that you think you'd need, and begin the process of making your way to the clerk's ward, where hold on, that was Devin who was asking about it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, where you heard after asking around, some of the people who had mechanicy type stuff, automata type stuff, you asked around, do you know where I might, they tell you might want to check out, the Straight and Narrow. The Straight and Narrow. They're purveyors of all kinds of trinkets and whatnot that come out of Mechanus that are useful. Clocks that actually can keep their time. In a world where nothing, that doesn't happen. Magically inclined timepieces and straight edge rulers and ledgers and all the kinds of terrible mundane things that an orderly society needs in order to function, in which a hyper ordered society would produce probably the most exceptional. It's the Swiss watchmakers of the plains. And so you make your way to the Straight and Narrow, and indeed you run into a short balding dwarf with a good demeanor. He's got on a cloak it's a purple, it's got gold tinges on it. He's got a purple velvet and like a velvet and sateen kind of doublet-y thing, kind of out of fashion but very expensive. And hi, it's good to see so many paying customers. I assume you're paying. Welcome to the Straight and Narrow, and I am Archibald Fizimit. How may I help you?
Greetings, good sir. My companions and I are soon to take a trip to Automata, and I've been trying to collect information on local laws and customs to make sure that our visit is proper and orderly.
Wonderful. Have you received all of the material from the Visitors Bureau? From the governor's? Oh, fantastic. And he he's kind of in front of a large counter. And he comes around, and there's one of those little pamphlet-y things, full of stuff. And he begins to hand you, this one's about all the activities for children. And this one will show you all of the things that you can do with, straight rulers and, all of these kind of like random, and he keeps handing you pamphlets. And, since you asked, most importantly, here. And he picks up a small little, it's maybe like a half a B5 sheet, like a fairly small, like a 4x3 little green bound book. He says, this, as far as I know, last time I visited, lost my accent again. Yeah, this, as long as last as I visited, was the rules of Automata Operations, Volume 63, Mark II, accurate as of at least 2 weeks ago. All of the things you'd require is in here. Now, mind you, it looks like a thin book, but the paper is tiny. So there's a lot to read, so you should familiarize yourself with everything. It's only, and he flips it open, and it's like, anybody remember onion paper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like super thin Bible paper from like the 1800s. You know, like super duper thin. And it might be 150 pages, but it's like, you know, a quarter of an inch thick.
What language does it appear to be written in?
It's in 6. He's got 6 different copies, whatever language you speak. That's kind of, you know.
But it's the plain art common.
Yeah, common, you know, Gith Yankee, Gith Sarai, you know, GIF. You know, he starts saying, "Well, what do you want? Do you want this?" And he starts going through, you know, a list of different languages.
I'll take the plain art common, good sir.
Yeah, so hands you a copy. Fantastic. Will you be needing anything else with that?
I don't think I will be, unless any of my companions need something.
We have a fine selection of rulers, composition books, ledgers, levels.
I think this will be it for today.
It's like to buy a level 2.
2 level.
He comes out with a contractor style level. It's like 5 feet long. Framing level. This is a level 2 level. You're in luck. It's only 63 gold. Because I can't imagine that making a level at this level of technology would actually be a cheap thing. It's always guaranteed to be level.
Is how far do I want to take this joke? I'll buy it.
Fantastic! Here you go, sir. And so you have a 5-foot tall level, which is taller than you are. It's yellow. It is, you know, oh, come on. I need to be quicker on my feet here. I want to make a pun on DeWalt, but it's not coming out. So, yeah.
We're gonna be high level, like going through some weird forgotten tomb, and all of a sudden Dwargo's just be like, "This tomb here is perfectly level."
Yeah, or it's not. It's driving him crazy.
Bitching
not
about the
level.
craftsmanship.
I thought dwarves could detect that anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, sure. 63 gold is yours. So you have a giant 5-foot tall yellow level. I can weigh my big framing level if you want to know how much it weighs.
Now it's in dwarf space where it'll come out only when it's convenient.
What are you talking about? You don't have a bag of holding or anything?
Nope, I have the best thing. I have the best alternative. The player's bag of holding, where you somehow manage to hold all the stuff you can find as long as it's not above your encumbrance rating. It's crazy.
So, it is.
It's in dwarf space now.
It weighs 4 pounds. So that's not much. That's an aluminum one. I imagine it's probably it's aluminum. Actually, that's its great thing because it's from Automata. So it's actually made from aluminum, which, you know, things aren't. So that's it. That's why it's 63 gold and amazing. You've got a 5-foot long framing level from Automata that you're bringing to Automata.
You know what? Next time, when I get level 3, I'm gonna take the carpentry proficiency, just so I can use that level.
Technically, you could use it in masonry, too.
Oh. Well, when you get around to building your stronghold.
Hey, this will speed up my masonry guys by like 1 day. Here, a level 2 level. That joke cost me 63 gold.
Real question, is it masterwork?
For 63 gold.
It better be.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It is a masterwork level, which means on all your appropriate proficiency checks, you will receive a bonus yet to be determined.
Wouldn't that be if we were playing third ed?
Sorry, non-weapon proficiency.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I just had to be contrarian.
I mean, I wasn't specific, but yeah. Anyway, so now you have a level.
Masterwork is a thing in 2nd edition.
Yeah, it's just more haphazard than the standard +2 of 3rd edition.
Well, that's why I said a bonus yet to be determined. Yeah, so the first plus anything weapon, or not a weapon, but a first plus anything object is is magic or like masterwork level.
This joke cost me 63 gold, guys.
And it is totally a DeWalt yellow.
Yep.
Because somehow I think that the Modrons would approve of that. So yeah, there you go. Anyone need anything else from the quality purveyor of things from Automata before you go to Automata?
Let the self buy my hammer and nails from this place. Guys are laughing, but I might end up building y'all a pretty kick-ass table.
I can't think of anything I would need.
Okay. So Archibald bids you farewell, and the book gives you kind of clear instructions on where to go, and off you go, and you make your way indeed near to the Hall of Records, and there what portal is activated by this sheet of paper? What portal near the Hall of Records? Can anyone tell me? We're role-playing. You tell me. What
are you referring to? I don't get it.
There is nothing
third
written.
over from the left and 2 down, right? Or is that...
But that's what you've got. You've got it. You've got the key.
Okay.
What does the portal look like that this key would open? What kind of portal might a sheet of paper with an E on either side of it, cut in half?
Oh, I got it. It looks like one of those ticket counters you see on the subway. Insert ticket, you just put it in the slot. It makes weird whirring noises. It drops a coin at your feet, then the door opens.
Yeah,
Enjoy your travel.
Since it actually does let it be reusable, it is very similar to that. You come up to it. It is indeed. It's like the modern turnstile, where it's not actually a turnstile. It's the 2 little closed doors, and you put the sheet of paper together and you feed it in the slot, and it indeed goes zoop, 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 and it spits it out, and there's a little red dot on it, and the gate the stile opens, and it seems to shimmer around the stile. You can still see through it. You can see what's on the other side of it. You can see the wall or the room that this is randomly located, so you can kind of see the wall of the building behind it. It's kind of shimmering.
And Drago just go. So we just have to go through it then? I guess, yeah. Drago will just go right through it then.
And poof. You watch, those of you who were kind of staring, there's that shimmer. And as Dwargo goes through, you kind of see, and not a flash of light like you've seen on the other portal, not a black thing like you've seen in another portal. This portal, as you come through it, literally you just watch Dwargo go through, and as you do, you see the skin and the bones and the everything. It's like somebody's taken a meat slicer and just cut him straight down, but he's just moving forward, and eventually there's just nothing left. But any of you with a good enough look on the angles at all, yeah, you saw just like bones and viscera and blood and heart beating and brain and eyes. And he's gone.
If you want my character sheet, you could just ask for it.
No. You didn't scream. You didn't waver. It's just as it passed through the plane.
He has no mouth and yet must scream.
It was transparent. Yeah, it just is a different.
Yeah, it's like you made me sound dead for a minute there. I was like, geez.
No.
It would be way worse if you lived through that.
No, he lives through that. Everybody just saw like all your. It's just. I'm kind of tired of the hand, like the cute little and it blinks or it flashes or whatever. It's like the reality is, in this case,
so much more terrifying.
You pass through the plane, yeah. So it is more terrifying. Like there wasn't that kind of reassuring flash of light. There was just like no flash of light, just like bodies slowly just.
Gex says, "Fascinating. I wonder what that felt like." And then he runs forward and like sticks just his hand through it to try and like see his hand, the like flay or descend.
It doesn't flay. It doesn't look. Just you see the.
All right, so is his hand sticking on the other side of the portal?
Yeah, his hand is just sticking through the.
Drago grabs your hand and pulls you in.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll opposed strength? Are you gonna let him pull you through?
I have an 8 strength. No.
Ah, come on. Are you gonna even resist it, or are you just a wimp?
No. It's not that I'm a wimp. He's just not expecting it, and he's not the kind of person that would be able to instantly react with resistance like that. No, he's busy focused on the cool and interesting portal effect, and then suddenly he gets yanked through. So the most resistance he gives is
a slightly girly scream. Ah!
Devin will go through.
Leah shall go through with her
you all
flipping her hair up.
And they reappear that way. So if Dwargo went behind this, now Dwargo, I hope you didn't leave yourself in front of the portal. But yeah, as these bodies come through, that's what they come through in the same fashion, but they all reconstitute themselves, and you have that existential question, just like the Star Trek transporter: was this really a murder box? And am I really me on the other side? But there you are. You've come out, and here you are in Mechanus.
Here's the thing. It's not a problem for Dwargo for the simple reason. He is not smart enough to think about those higher questions. He just looks at himself, he's alive, shrugs, and moves on. I think philosophy requires 16 intelligence anyway.
I was thinking of those plasticized bodies that are cut in half. They were touring the country.
I've seen that event, that exhibit. It was.
Yeah, I couldn't go to that. No, thank you. I can imagine it, but I don't need to go. Okay, so yeah, as you come out, a chill runs through your spine as you pass through the portal into Automata, and no longer are you in that kind of space where you were in with the turnstile or the style. But you find yourself outdoors, clear daylight overhead. It's refreshing after being in the cage, and as you the town before you is entirely like perfect blocks, block and block and block. Everything is everything's straight. The whole burg is just straight lines and right angles. After all the trippiness that was Pandemonium and getting there, where nothing was straight and nothing was orderly, everything is straight and perfect. Gray red stone. They're all made from gray red stone, and people are hustling about in neat little rows. Again, like in Japan. People go up the right side of the escalator and walk up the other. Everything's perfect. And as you do so, you see a lot of them. They're all dressed in identical gray robes. And as you kind of bumbling around and looking at each other in shock about the method of getting here, a stern voice says, "Newcomers must register at the Office of Visiting Entities."
Yes, we'll be happy to do that.
Is there like a sign pointing to where this registry is?
Yeah, he points you in the direction of where to go. There's 9 guards sitting near where the portal exited.
9, not 10? Huh.
No, he's with 9 of his fellows. There's 10. Sorry, there's that guy and 9 guards with him. 10 total.
Great. Let's go walk this registry then.
So as you do that, the registry, and you come through, there's the doors, and you come in, and it's everything is decently in order. There's a long line of And there's lots of Modrons moving around, which is the first time you've actually seen a living Modron, most of you. They seem to be unitasker kind of creatures. They're moving around, bustling. And there's most of the people, you see ingress, big sign. And there's a number of people in front of you, and you're this large group and standing in the door. Do you guys make your way into the line, I assume? Get ready to go through ingress?
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah,
when
you
in Rome, do as the Romans do.
What's that?
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
You got it. So you guys make your way up through the line, and there's a kind of a clerk-looking guy there. You know, he's got the little green visor. He's stamping. You remember that scene in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? You know, where the guy's stamping the ka-dunk. Ooh, moves it over, and he's stamping these things, and he says, "Are you all together?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have your papers? Oh, you're telling me I've got to write it here. Do you have your... No.
No.
Okay. And he says, where are you from, and what you know, and he goes through this whole thing, and he stamps a bunch of papers and hands you each some papers, and they're folded, and they got names on it. And go through this whole routine. He says, 5 silver pieces each. You need these papers. No papers?
Gex will hand
yourself
him.
back.
Gex will hand him a gold piece and say, "I'm sorry, I need change."
You don't have change. You. That kind of looked like a frustrated waitress.
Nice.
And now I have to remember my 2E breakdowns. Thank you.
Believe it is 10 silver to a gold.
Yeah, it's 10
Yeah.
silver gold.
It's the only reason why 1 gold piece, 10 silver pieces, 100 copper pieces.
Try to think of it like dollars, you know?
Well, it's the only time it makes sense, because first edition is 1 gold piece is 20 silver pieces.
Oh, please.
I didn't make it up.
I'm glad.
Yeah, so there you go. He says, you give me 1 gold piece, so he hands you back. Oh man, if he was a dick, he'd give you 500 copper. But no, he gives you the 5 silver pieces back. Does everybody pay?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Nobody pays with copper pieces.
No.
I ain't got
No, I
enough
just
copper
paid
for
silver.
that.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. By the way, lots of copper. Classic 1E way of making player characters suffer for encumbrance. So you totally.
Could be worse. In basic, they didn't do encumbrance by pounds. They used a thing called coins. And one coin, was the approximate weight and awkwardness to carry a single gold coin. So you had to convert everything to basically tenth.
Oh my gosh. So you guys pay, and as you make your way out, you get the lay of the area. In that little visitor's guide you were able to that you got, and there's no real need for a map here. Everything is perfectly square. Everything is easy to get to. Each block kind of relates to its own thing. There are shops of similar types in the same block. So you want shoes, and you want this, or you want that. Sorry, I hit the mic. I talk with my hands when I GM. Yeah, you can easily find your way around. And all the buildings look the same.
Oh man, this place is getting on my nerves.
It's a little unnerving, yes.
What do you mean? This is a perfectly reasonable town. It's I haven't seen something done so well for in decades.
I mean, it's better than Pandemonium.
Yeah.
It is entirely better than Pandemonium, yes, but it's a little regular for my taste. Dwargo, does anything like this from your hometown?
Yeah, Dwargo just finishes with the papers, checks them twice, and he comments, "Aye, nothing as long as this. Also, the clown doors are happy if you just told them where you're from. Gave them a bit of tribute, and they gave you a fallen slap on the back and sent you on your way. I mean, it's not bad, it's just a little stiff."
So, does anybody know where we need to go?
Well, I remember where I came from. Where Hiron's case used to be.
And
Where's
where
this?
was that?
Well, let's go. And you make your way. It brings you through a block dedicated to everyone's dedicated to various different things: candle makers, leather makers, blah blah blah. And Hiron's, there seems to be some change here, and the building he leads you to is got a new looking sign on it, and it says Thandal's Smoked Meats. And judging from the smell, that delicious, spicy, smoky smell coming from within, it's probably what it says it is.
And approximately what time is it? At least relative.
You're getting towards the end of the day.
So dinner time.
Yes, it smells good.
Yeah, Dwargo, I guess, if we're going somewhere, we can sit down first, then. Otherwise, check with the, the book.
Well, excuse me, yawning. I'm up past my bedtime. Yeah, the book says, well, this was it.
Well, the new owners might know what happened to the previous one, and if nothing else, we can get some food here.
That sounds like a good idea. Let's go inside.
So the street you've been on has seen. There's been what you might say is a lack of energy. People seem to kind of be going about their business, but it's that tired weight of the commute in the afternoon. If you know kind of that feeling of the afternoon commute in a city, everybody's kind of looking down and tired and moving. But as you enter in, that smoky smell comes to your nose. You smell ancho and poblano and all kinds of wonderful spices. You smell hickory, and you smell pecan, and you smell all kinds of good wood. Meets your nose, and there is an elderly man, and he's wearing a white, impeccably white apron for all of the smoke you can obviously smell. An impeccably white apron, and he's got a little scally type cap on, and his gray hair his white hair is coming out from underneath his cap, and he says, "Welcome! I have the finest smoked meats in all of Automata. Welcome to Thandal's. How may I help you? It's a wonderful thing to see such lively, living. You're the most promising customers I've seen all day. Welcome, come in." And you come in, before you is lots of wood interior, and there's there's some booths kind of off to the side where one could ostensibly sit. There's a little table. There is smoked cheeses and smoked meats sitting on the table with little toothpicks in them. And there is a case full of all kinds of links and wedges and dried meats and smoked cheeses and smoked fruits and smoked, just everything.
Mm. I wonder if they have any sun-dried tomatoes. I love those.
And you can see in there's just all those little shriveled little bits of sunshine. There's pounds of them in the case.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to order. This all looks good.
Wonderful, fantastic. What can I get for you? And gives the sun-dried tomatoes. He says, I have both sun-dried tomatoes and a special fried sun-dried tomatoes.
Ooh.
Are they green?
No, they're he takes them and he puts them in. When I was a kid, you used to get fries from the Amish market, wrapped in paper, brown paper, and so there's like a little cone of wrapped fried sun-dried tomatoes, and you could just pop them in your mouth. I imagine that'd be delicious. I've never had them, but I'm making it up, but it sounds delicious.
Yeah, I once tried a pizza with sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
It was a stupid idea.
What?
Are you crazy?
Here's why.
He's a dwarf.
No, I mean, this is a Jay Rook story, not a Dwargo story.
Yeah.
I don't think pizza exists in Faerun anyway, but here's what happened, right? The pizza came out, the sun-dried tomatoes. I tried to chew one. It was like trying to bite through leather.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
You got bad ones.
Yeah, you got really bad ones.
Yep, that's why I did not do it again, because...
No, these are really good ones. These are not cheap. These are not cheap grocery store ones that have been sitting in a cellophane bag for 30 months. These are, they were sun-dried on the roof not too long ago, or wherever, somewhere with lots of sun. They're little drops of sunshine, and they're fried. So they're like...
Do they have the equivalent of...
so good.
They're mildly bad for you.
Do they have the equivalent of the smoked meat, cheeses, and crackers platter? Another ones?
You kind of look around. There's no platter out, but he says, "Oh, are you looking for a charcuterie plate for your next event?" You've heard of charcuterie. He sees your dwarven look. Little cut meats on a...
Yeah, I know. Like,
he's doing this to the dwarf.
Hey!
Do you want one now? Or for your next event? Or for a party?
Now.
No!
Now. Like, N-O-W, not no. Just now.
Brennan! And this young man comes out. A charcuterie plate for this man. It'll be a few minutes. And the young helper starts.
Gex says,
how many does it need to feed?
I would like one of basically everything.
Well, that's wonderful.
I want to try it all.
And as you say that, he turns around and takes the leg of the whole haunch of a ham, like smoked giant. Like what they do that in Portugal and Spain, where they do the whole leg. Takes that down. One, and he just begins to pile it all up. And in the end, he says that'll be 37 gold. And there's probably enough to feed you for several weeks.
Holy crap. Okay.
I mean, you'd probably have the runs after a couple days, but it would be glorious suffering.
Gex ponies up his 37 gold.
Yep, you'll have...
you have about...
solid month, you'll have the protein shits.
you probably have 110 pounds in meat.
He'll have a 9 strength after this.
Yeah, you've got about 110 pounds in meat.
Just saying.
and various different smoked bits. You know, he threw in on top, like candy on top. You know, the sun-dried tomatoes and the smoked pears or whatever. You know, I don't know.
That means all Gex has to do now is just work out with Dwargo, and like after a month and all this protein, he'll have a strength of 10.
Either that or be so constipated.
That's constipation.
So yeah.
That's a good question.
But the book says for a moment, I thought we were looking for Hiron. What is going on here?
Somebody
Hey,
shoves
we'll
that leg in the book's mouth. Come on. No.
Hey, we'll get to that.
We are looking for a wizard named Hiron. Also, I would like a sandwich of some sort.
Oh, fantastic.
Gex says with a full mouth, yes, we think he used to live here.
Yeah, what sandwich are you ordering as he begins to? What fantastic smoked sandwich?
Something with I don't know, like smoked ostrich meats and a strong cheese.
Yeah, it's totally like pecorino romano and shaved, dried, smoked, chipped ostrich in a bun with like a sauce, like a mango-y sweet hot sauce all over it. It's
That
fantastic.
sounds really good.
And I ask for a candle or some source of flame.
Yeah, he sends Brennan in the back and he brings out a little taper.
Okay, I cast Effect Normal Fires to make it flare up, and then I toast the sandwich.
Yep. So there you
so
go.
the cheese gets nice and melty.
Yeah, it was already melty, but now it's that like when you put it under the broiler.
Perfect.
I'm so hungry right now. I haven't eaten dinner because I wasn't feeling well. Now I'm so hungry.
Dude, go
You
raid
are
the
right.
fridge or something.
I've been sick. I have problems that keep me from being able to eat sometimes. Anyway, yeah, you're wonderful. And he says, well, I don't even remember his voice. I'm not going to try. It's too late. This will probably be the last beat just for today because we close up at 11. We had a new player. I apologize for not making it further.
It's all good, dude.
So no, old Hiron doesn't work here anymore. And he says, nope, he's not here.
Where did you go?
Well, I frankly have no idea. I mean, after he was here, he would hang out at the Divine Machine.
Well, that's a good place to look then. That sounds like something interesting.
Where is it?
Oh, just down the way, towards the. I mean, this is Automata. I'm so tired. It's like it's over 2 and go down, go spiralward 3 blocks and then left 2 blocks and you'll find it. Anything else? I've also smoked cheeses. You seem to have, I had warm brie.
Maybe something to drink.
What would be what is a smoked drink?
Ooh,
Probably a type of wine.
Actually, what he says, most of what I do, I have, and he mixes you up an old-fashioned, but the bitters it was aged in a bourbon barrel that was charred, and because it's bourbon, and an old-fashioned. Whiskey,
Yes.
at least. So bourbon, and you've got the bitters, but the bitters are made from woods. It's combination of like a fruit wood and liquid smoke instead of Angostura or something. He says this is the closest thing. It's we don't normally serve a drink, but I make this for myself after a long day. And he hands you his the smoke shop, the Arcanus Not Arcanist. The Automata Smoke Shop Old Fashioned, which will be my summary of this adventure in 5 words for the 2E Discord.
This thing keeps something in mind is that there are like wines that are noted for having like smoky flavors and such.
Well, and there's lots of things that are done in barrels that are charred. But I was just, he's a smoke shop. He's not a.
Yeah, you're playing on a theme.
Yeah.
Well, as always, where's the Pandemonium Porter, guys?
Yeah, you still lugging around the growler of. Are you gonna drink it?
Yes, he drinks it. Yes.
Oh, you're gonna drink the old fashioned, or you're gonna break out the porter?
Assuming that guy's got my charcuterie plate, I'm definitely
Oh yeah, the charcuterie plate comes out and he puts it on. It's all sliced. It looks amazing. It's little gherkins and things like that too, spread out. It's not just meat.
I am a very happy dwarf right now.
Sliced gherkins and sliced pickled cabbages and pickled all kinds of delicious pickled things and all kinds of hard cheeses and soft cheeses. It's
I love it.
Superb.
I love it. The wussy wizard is eating the pile full of meat, and the big gruff dwarf is eating the like effetist like hors d'oeuvre.
The only thing missing is pickled cheese.
Oh yeah, even in Automata, there's a line somewhere.
Yeah, please don't say that too loud, because my girlfriend likes to pickle everything, and I don't want her to have even the idea that you can pickle cheese.
If I was to guess, I'm sure someone has done that in Iceland, but actually, yeah, this is not the pickled goods shop. So,
well, it's kind of like this. Here's the thing that Dorigo the dwarf knows about manhood, or rather, dwarfhood. See, a dwarf is a true dwarf when he knows he ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody and eats his damn charcuterie plate.
Oh, totally. Yeah. So I wondered, do they? Yeah. So he says, "You seem like the kind who might like," and he pulls out a jar to the dwarf. This, and in it is floating chunks of what look like fish in a jar, and it's got a gray brown fluid.
Oh, please tell me it's not Zerstrummen.
Yeah, warning!
Have you ever had? This is from a crystal sphere brought. The recipe comes from a crystal sphere that you cannot get to. It is not accessible from Sigil. This is the rarest smoked delicacy I have ever had the privilege, and for you have spent more than anyone in 6 weeks. You've paid my rent for the year. For you. I paid 6 gold 2 years ago for this. I'll sell it to you for 2 gold. It's smoked Hakal. Would you like to try some?
Who's he offering that to?
To the dwarf, to Dwargo.
Dwargo also said the gold, and it just like takes one out and he eats it.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, you should look on YouTube to see exactly what eating Hakarl is. It smells of smoke and ammonia.
Mm-hmm.
And you will smell probably of smoke and ammonia for a little while, including through your pores.
Mm-hmm.
So glad that book has a nose.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a D100 and let's see if Dwargo likes it. Here we go.
See if he pukes! Come on!
And he does!
He likes it?
Yeah!
Okay, roll Constitution.
That's just mean.
No, this is just this gives us a flavor.
Don't dwarves get a bonus for poison?
Like a con check.
Yeah, he's immune. He's not gonna. The question is, green. He's not gonna throw.
Whoa.
Oh
Nice and
man.
cool.
You are feeling your manhood, which you think you could, your dwarfhood, as you said, all wrapped up in all your idea. You're questioning your dwarfhood right now, as it makes you feel a feeling in your stomach that you have never quite felt before.
A dwarf ain't got to prove nothing to nobody.
Ain't got to prove no. It is a great burbling away downstairs. Oh. You could wash it down with
You've
some
got the bubble guts.
your porter. You feel it in your mouth. You feel both the vomit and the clinging but you're not gonna vomit because of course you're a dwarf. But if you feel that feeling that you want to vomit, and you also feel you also the ammonia, it's in your nose. It perfumes
And
everything.
Let's see. So something from the lawful neutral plane of the world. Oh no, something from lawful neutral to chaotic evil. And let's try the Winds of Hell Porter.
I've been waiting.
You mean port, right?
No, a porter. It's an open fermented porter from the first bar you guys went into.
In other words, I'm about to make a saving throw. I can already tell.
Oh yeah, you're rolling Constitution again. Actually, well, actually, it's a magical effect. So roll a straight D20, and I'll tell you.
This could be horrible. Or this could be amazing.
It's gonna be funny.
Oh, I'm fine. Or I'm bad. I don't know.
You want high on a save.
Yeah, you want to save high.
Wait, you didn't tell me it was a save? Oh, jeez. I was like, I get a bonus to saves.
It doesn't matter. Come on, you rolled a 2.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing.
I thought it was a check. Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, you begin to hear the wind
What wind? I'm not there.
in pandemonium, screaming in your ears. And you also hear screaming of the mad and the suffering. And you're going to take immediately, your head is going to you're going to take 3d
Psychic damage.
psychic damage. Like
It's like
brain.
psychic.
Yeah. As you just, it tears through you like you have the feeling like a hurricane just went through your head. But after that, you have that kind of clear feeling. I mean, it hurts.
So it's like you got high.
Well, yeah, it's clear feeling like that when you walk outside after like either a hurricane or a tornado, and just kind of like, that kind of it can only come after holding on for dear life.
Yeah,
Hey,
Leah.
you see this happen to Dwargo's face?
Yeah, that's all happens.
His face scrunches up, he touches his temples, he clenches his fists, then he just stops. Takes a deep breath. Aye. That be something else.
Leah gets up from sitting next to Dwargo, where she was. She gets up and goes to fits all the way down at the end of the table, down next to Will or whatever, and she sits down and she leans over and says, "I think he farted."
Yeah, the ammonia is in your nose. For being that close to it.
Yeah.
Gex comes over and sits down next to Dwargo and says, "That looked interesting. Can I try some?"
Oh God.
Dwargo offers you some.
The porter or the fish?
The porter.
Hey, that'll put some air on your chest.
Go roll.
Whee!
Con, right?
No.
It's a saving throw.
Oh,
It's a
like
saving
point
throw.
save?
It's a magical effect.
Okay. Let me find the saves on this sheet.
Just roll a d20.
Oh, okay. I can roll a d20. I could roll a d20 if I could type.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you roll there? You rolled a 7.
7.
Oh. What do you, let me look at your character sheet here. I think you did not. You have a similar experience, but it may not be so kind to you because you have lower hit points.
Hey, how much damage did that do to me?
3.
3 points. Okay, that's not too bad.
No, but if I rolled a full 6 on poor Gex, he can be dead.
Do it. Roll.
No.
Let the
Yeah,
dice
you did
fall.
not. You did not. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's 4.
Okay. Kix takes a drink. His eyes screw up into the top of his head for a second, and his lips
Yeah,
purse.
you hear the winds of
like a lemon.
pandemonium, screams. It feels like you're on the top of like you're holding on for dear life to a train going 180 miles an
But Gex is still alive.
hour. How many hit points do you have, Gex?
0
Gex
now.
has-
Oh.
I had 4.
Well, he's not dying. He's just, I think, at 0 hit points, you just staggered or something. Is that Pathfinder?
That's my
Zero is
I think it's
Zero's
unconscious.
unconscious.
Tui, he drops. Yeah.
Yeah, Gex's eyes screw up into the top of his head, and he has that sucking on lemons face for a second, and then just slumps and falls.
Do you fall into the charcuterie plate?
He is not falling into my charcuterie plate.
So as you do this, you see, he pitches forward the horrified look of the shopkeepers. Dear God, what are you doing in my shop?
I am surrounded.
There'll be no
by-
drugs in this place.
Devin will kneel down by Gex and make sure he's still alive.
He's alive.
You feel a thready, faint pulse, irregular.
He'll look up. Okay, I'm going to heal him, but we need to get some mittens or something we can just sew to him so he can't touch things anymore. So put that on the shopping list.
By the way, Tom, if you haven't been able to figure it out by now, Gex is kind of interested in being a sensei.
Yeah.
Would not have guessed.
Yeah, well, your spell save is 12. So I didn't quite cut it.
It's all
It
fun.
was a smoke shop of bad decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another. The smoke shop of bad decisions is also a great 5-word summary of this game.
I don't know.
I would have to say this is the most times I've ever said the word or heard the word said charcuterie in the middle of
I had no idea we'd be. I try and roll with it. So
You're back up at full there, Gex.
thankfully, he only has 4 hit points, so he's really easy to heal back to.
Gex gasps and his eyes shoot up and he goes, "No, let me go back, let me go back."
And with that, with the horrified, the camera pans back through the glass of the smoke shop. There is Gex's face as he rises up and screams to go back to his sweet embrace of death. The horrified look of the shopkeep is there behind you all, and it's kind of like some horrible twisted version of the closing of the Avengers, right? Wasn't that it?
And Doggy just says, he's fine.
Yeah, it's exactly. He's fine, and the camera pan, and that'll be it for today. I have no idea what to reward you, except of course 150 XP to everybody for roleplay.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, just for the record.
I think somebody though with 100 though that means that Devin pops the level because he got 100 for the
Woo!
Woot.
giving
Yeah.
the description, and
Guess
then
what? Gex
150.
levels up by getting drunk. I love it.
Gex, did you level up too?
No, I'm nowhere near. I'm a wizard
wizard.
already.
Yeah, so 150 to everybody. Anybody feel that someone here we had no MVP moments. We had nothing like that. But anybody feel like somebody played their character well to the point where they contributed to drive the narrative?
I'd say Gex on account that he played his character.
I want to go back.
Almost killed him. Like.
Yeah, you say you're interested in the sensates, but you keep it up, you're going to be a dustman.
Nice.
So what do you think? If 150, anything in the 100 to 200 range is a kind of a bonus reward. Where did he sit in that range? High, low?
He almost died, so 150.
Yeah.
150. So take another 150. There, Gex.
Guys, appreciate that.
For record, I drank alcohol that apparently
Kills people.
kills people. Yeah.
Well, it blows their mind, which at second level isn't so bad. Well, actually, it blows their mind if they fail their save.
And
I wasn't sure where to put the spiritually imbued with the power of pandemonium in the saving throws, so I just picked spell. But if you had rolled near the break, I probably would have been generous. Because enchanted porter is not on the saves table. And it wasn't a poison.
Poison.
Per se.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't a poison.
You're
It wasn't.
supposed to
it was more
work your way
magical.
from
Okay.
the left until you hit the appropriate thing, and if you can't think of anything else, it's just spell.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked spell.
Yeah. Because it wasn't a chemical; it was enchanted.
Because we
magical.
made bad decisions.
Well, that's like this loaded gun that's been sitting there for like 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I'm like,
Yeah.
they gonna drink
Those are some of the best payoff.
Although, if it's a magical item, you could have used Rodstaff Wand.
Yeah, I was kind of imagining that it was the winds were blowing the dust of pandemonium in it. So I was trying to imagine what the spirit, as like a kind of like a spell component-y kind of thing. If that made any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Because it was an open fermented porter, made, made so that we catch the winds coming out of the gate to pandemonium.
Okay, can I act real dumb and say, where do I put in my experience points?
It's weird on this sheet. It's
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
Info tab all the way at the bottom.
detail.
all the way at the bottom.
You have to do info, and then on info you have to click
By the way,
detail.
Tom, can I have like 2 more experience points?
Yeah,
Seriously.
for eating the Hakarl, you my friend, I will leave it up to the dice gods, but
D100.
oh my god.
100.
Well, no. Yeah. How many did you want?
2.
Because I rolled 00 and a 1.
Oh, you rolled a D1000? Wow.
No, I wrote 00 and a 1. That's a 0-1.
Oh,
But
motherfucker!
No, I will roll again. 79. I will not do that to you. I will kill you in your own right. The dice gods, if we were playing Cthulhu,
Actually, if we were playing Cthulhu, that'd be
That would be
freaking
great.
incredible.
so there you go. Take 79. For the eating the Hakarl alone, you feel it's opened. It's like when people do certain kinds of drugs and they feel like your mind is opened. The combination of the Hakarl and the porter.
Your first
You
time
have-
smoking weed.
Yeah, you have had a double rainbow moment.
What does it mean?
And while I'm high as a kite, I figure out how to get to level 2.
There you go.
There
Yay.
you go. You transcend. You just and now you are a level 2 fighter with your second level.
Can I? I'm so sorry, but I found the experience thing and it says class 2 next. What do I need to type in here? Is that what it looks like?
Isn't there add down at the bottom?
Well,
Yeah.
You click add when you need to. Oh, okay. So if you don't have any fields there, you click add, and then after that, like, do you see the fields now?
I see. Yeah, class 2 next. Current XP, gained XP.
So write whatever you want in class; it doesn't care. Your 2 next is just a record keeping, so that you can remember what you need for your next level.
My next
Your
is
current
1250.
your current XP is whatever Tom had you start at. I don't know if that's 0 or if he gave you some.
Full. No, everybody gets. Wait, I gave her middle of the road.
That's right. It was like 11 or 1200, something like that.
No, it was more than that.
Yeah, like 7. Oh, really?
750?
No, I level at 1250.
Okay. No, 750, right?
750. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
what? Do we get anything? Do I add to that?
Yeah, you would add 150 to that.
750. Okay.
And
that's
unless
good.
you want to make a pitch that your character deserves something amazing, a little bit extra. But I think you're still finding your footing.
I'm still finding my footing. I really don't think I.
With this
Next-
bizarre.
Next time I will
22
be there.
points.
We're still glad to have you.
Glad to have you, and hopefully you could deal with this basically all RP madhouse. Except we're going to Automata, we're not in Pandemonium.
Oh, trust me, here's the thing, alright? Shannon and 2 other players once RP'd for like 2 hours trying to figure out how to best cook the head of a Kuatoa. She's got this.
Nice.
He's got this. Yeah.
Weren't you the one that on the stream that I watched was trying to figure out how to eat the worms that y'all had killed underground?
Yeah. That was it. Wasn't it, Kuatoa?
No, they're I forget what he calls it. What'd you call those? Gargamond. You were running that game.
The purple worms? Or also I know they weren't purple worms. They were, we'd all be dead. There's something else.
We had a big discussion about it, though.
I just remember I watched one of y'all's streams and I thought it was you, where somebody was waxing eloquent about how to figure out how to cook these worms that y'all killed.
It might have been me. I don't know. I'll say anything.
Believe it or not, waxing eloquently is something we do rather frequently on Stormlord Hex.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear it because I find it interesting that my 2E game style is different than. Well, yeah, I think having non-weapon skills and things like that makes the game just more. I think people feel like I don't have to just kill things.
Yeah, I hate that people want to go kill things all the time. They're like, "Hello, if I want to experience what life would be like to be this person, and what kind of things would they think if they get, they walk into seeing somebody and that's a big thing, they have to have a big reaction. I want to act that out."
That's actually been sort of an existential argument for gaming pretty much ever since Gygax gave it to the rest of the world.
Yeah. I just think 2E is the last D&D that really, by mechanics, and it merely is the presence of non-weapon proficiencies, that just says, you know what, this game, well, 5E plays lip service to it, mechanically it is lacking. I would love, just how there's strongholds and followers coming out from Matt Colville. I would love. Yeah. No, it's mostly out.
Not coming out. It is out, and I own it.
I have it. It's not in print. It's in a PDF that's still quasi being edited, and you can still offer feedback on. So it's out-ish. It's Kickstarter-ish, out-ish.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, my point being, I would love to see that with non-weapon efficiencies for 5e and bolt on what you see in
So let's
Burning
write it.
Wheel. I love the wises and things like that in Burning Wheel skills.
Let's all sit down and write it, and then submit it to DM's Guild for money.
Money.
All that sweet DM's Guild shared money, all our royalties of 37 cents a week. We could just.
Woo!
I could buy a stamp if it was 1997.
That's 37 cents you didn't have before.
No, I know.
You may laugh, but that's like one bag of those little hair chips a week. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hair chips?
Hers. Make hers yours. Come on now.
HERR. I guess they're only a big thing on the East Coast.
Yeah, they're a big thing. They're out of Pennsylvania. Make hers yours was an advertising campaign.
Is that one of them their newfangled East Coaster thing? I live with Hicks. We've never heard of this.
You've never heard of Make Hers Yours? You're from Philly, aren't you?
No.
Jay Rook?
No, I'm from Philly. I heard of the campaign. Make hers yours. I was a kid when it first came out. Didn't actually make me want to buy any more Harris chips, but yeah.
Make hers yours. It was like a thing back in like the early 90s. Anyway, now I'm hungry. I miss those. I like the hers ruffled chips. They were the kind of salty chips that made your top of your mouth hurt. So good.
Yeah, my favorite ones were actually where they had that short run with the barbecue chips. I think their work was Famous Dave's or something, and they tasted and smelled like real barbecue. I was shocked.
Yeah, definitely. Hers barbecue did not taste like barbecue. But there's some things I miss, like
there's a special one that they had, where it smelled and tasted like barbecue.
I'm sure my brother knows. He still lives outside of Philly. I mean, there's so much. I miss certain things about living outside of Philly.
Years ago, though.
Real pretzels, like good pretzels. Rita's water ice.
Oh yeah, I think it was these. It was these. I think they smelled.
Oh, I've never seen those.
Yeah, they smelled like real barbecue. I was like, whoa.
Sorry, Shannon.
No, y'all, you can keep going. I'm trying to figure out, because it's just my character. I'm trying to finish her up, and I'm trying to figure out how many proficiencies I have and stuff like that. But I think if I just look, I think I figured it out. So let me see. So 7, because do you do the alternative rule where you can get intelligence, the number of proficiency slots that you have languages?
I didn't think that was an optional roll.
Oh,
yeah, I thought we just took that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did that one.
Okay, so that's 7 I can have. So yeah.
Although do remember, reading and writing is considered a proficiency slot per language.
Per language. So I'll have to take 2 for that. Yeah.
Do keep in mind that as a bard, you get singing and musical instrument for free.
Yeah, and I was just refreshing my memory on the Lore Master, and it said there that I cast my spells as 1 level above, so I should have a spell. Because I'm not supposed to get a level 1 spell that I cast, but I cast higher. I cast like I'm 2nd level, so I will. So I need to have a spell. That's up to you, isn't it?
We get to roll. Hold on. Let me go grab my physical copy of the...
Yeah.
And I need a roll too on that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about all that good Philadelphia food.
and yet none of you have mentioned a Philly cheesesteak yet.
How is it? I'm dying to know. I love the cheesesteak. Oh.
I do love cheesesteak, but I can make a cheesesteak. I can get decent.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do that. I can't get like spice wafers are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, if you took Lore Master, you don't get singing and musical instrument for free. That's right.
Oh, dang! I don't have a physical copy of. I don't have a copy of the complete Book of Bards. So
yeah, it's on Purple Worm, so I'm reading it now.
Yeah.
So I don't get that. I'll have to spend my
Yeah, you do get 2 free proficiencies. It's just specific to that. Yeah,
okay.
because the Bard's
Are you
Handbook was
taking the
weird.
Lore Master kit?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Then I'm just.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hello.
I'm just before
I haven't done much playing to her right now. Bye, James. See you tomorrow.
Later, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign off too.
Okay. Thanks,
Y'all have
y'all.
fun.
All right, thanks for the game. Thanks for DMing.
Glad you could be here.
See you next week.
So
Trial.
And for our viewers, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you like who we are and like what we do, please explore our Patreon and PayPal links. If you're watching this on live on Twitch, if you scroll down, you'll find a link to our Patreon and PayPal there. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll find the links to Patreon and PayPal on our main page. The PayPal is for small one-time donations if you just would like to chip in. And the Patreon is for a monthly pledge. As little as $1 gets you a couple of neat perks, and each tier above $1 has cumulative perks. So please explore those, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.